Okay, thought I'd get this video up of doing another. Sorry, I didn't get a video. I didn't bother videoing when I did the water pump and the oil separator. I do gotta get in there to. I want to clean the MAF, so I'll try to get another video up of getting access to the engine and how to do that. This is a 2000 Boxster. Porsche, of course. It's the 2.7, and today I am changing the spark plugs. So now, I've already got the wheel off, and well, this is where I'm at. I already got one of the plugs out. But what you do, to get the wheel wheel off, is you got your coilover plugs right here, and they're plugged in. In fact, here it is. This is a little guy that gets inserted in there, and this is the plug. And it has a little clip right here. So what you do is you push on the plug. I don't know if you get the light on there. You push on the plug, and can't really see that, but push on here, I think. But yeah, you push to release it, and it'll come off. But you can see down in there, there's also boots with an O-ring. It's supposed to be this little. Let me keep the light on there if you can. I don't see if you can see in there and get the camera right. But down in there, there's a boot that in between the block and the spark plug that's supposed to seal against any oil getting in there. And there's a little oil. Got to clean that up. But normally, what's suggested is replacing those boots that have O-rings on them when you do the spark plugs as well. So, but according to the owner, they just they want the plugs changed. But anyhow, as you can see, you got the other. Get the light in there. You got the other two. So you got of course it's a 6-cylinder. So you got 3 coilover plug on the side, and then of course the other side. Other side's pretty much same thing. Take off the wheel, get access in there, and then it's a 5mm. They get these two bolts off that secure the COP or coilover plug. Whoop-de-doo. So there you have it. And I think this thing's getting the brake pads. They're okay, but I think they're due. I think they're getting due for a change. I can see that. But anyhow, it's just the owner just wants it freshened up, and then it's up for sale. I think the blue book on these things is around 12 or something like this. I think they're asking 11.5. Anyhow, but they got these other type of wheels that have the studs on them. And I wanted to also show anybody that changes their water pump or needs to bleed out the air out of their system for any reason. Here's your oil dipstick, and this is your coolant cap. Here's your oil cap, and it has its own little funnel, which is convenient. And then this cover, it's just a flimsy kind of plastic cover that should come off. Take off this, pull this off, and then right here you just pop this lever up. See that? It's kind of like a E-ring or whatever. So just pull it up, and it has a little notch in there that holds it up, and that will bleed the air out. So when you're filling, you just pull that up and watch the bubbles through there. Or some people, what they'll do, they'll run the car for a few days with it left up, and then they'll close it. So, but pop that down. So there's your bleed valve. And I'm going to put this thing back on there. If it wants to go back on. There we go. And I believe on the oil capacity it is 9.2 quarts. I know these dipsticks are kind of hard to read, but also in the dash there is a monitor on the oil level. I don't know if I can show it to you here. It's up in the right hand corner. If you look, I don't know if you can see it. I'd have to have the light on. I don't know if it does it when you start the car or not. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is, duh. Yeah, right here. This tell you what the level is. Of course, I got it at an angle. It'll take a more accurate reading, I guess, when you start it. But I just changed the oil. I put a little shy of, I think it's a little shy of 9 quarts. So I just want to make sure. You never want to overfill these because it's not good. It'll overflow into your oil separator, and then you'll blow oil out. You'll burn oil through the cylinder, and it kind of defeats the purpose because you'll foul the plugs. And since I just replaced the oil separator, which I'll show you here. Here's the old one. There's the old guy. Get it out of the box. Here she is. These things are really fun to get to because they mount. Let's see so they mount on this side of the engine like so. And you get up underneath. This is what I did. I don't know if other mechanics have a different method, but I got access from underneath the car with a few extensions and a U-joint or swivel, whatever, to my socket, and to get those 2 bolts off. And then the challenge is. What was challenging is on the bottom there's a clamp that you just use like a pair of pliers or a special tool to undo. It's like this clamp here. It's pretty oily, but you can see is getting that clamp. Once you insert it back on, is getting the clamp back on. What I end up doing is I just couldn't do it. You can only get one hand in there, and you can't see what you're doing, and so. I went ahead and put a hose clamp and got it on there loose and slotted this on, and this got a screwdriver in there and tightened it up, and it made it a lot much simpler. And then getting these little they're little hose clamps, you're just supposed to like squeeze them and pull back. One of the clamps did break on me, but it still makes a seal. Fortunately, I didn't have to get another hose on that. But yeah, typically these go bad after X amount of miles. From what I understand, sometimes they'll go out at 30,000 or 40,000 miles, but I'm assuming that this may be the original, I don't know. But the car has 103,000 miles on it. And but what happens is you start blowing, you're burning. It doesn't fails to just to let vapor through, and it lets actually oil through up to the intake, and then you burn it through the cylinders, and then your byproduct of that is the smoke out of the exhaust. So it's you think like you have a bad ring, or you have other serious issues, which you don't. It's normally just the oil separator. But anyhow. Water pumps in there. I'll have, when I make another video, I'll show how to get access to this panel if I can, and then how to put the top in what they call service mode. It's basically just you partially opening the top, and then there's a few things you do. I've seen the other videos on YouTube about accessing to that, so I think people maybe are already aware. But that's pretty much where I am right now. I'm going to take a stab at, and this top's still good, but the rear window is pretty bad, so I'm going to take a stab at installing a new rear window. So that will be my next project. And I'll just take a view of, it's a nice day today, kind of breezy. This is my sister's car. It's a 2000 Mercedes. It's an E320. It's a 4MATIC, which is the all-wheel drive. We wanted something safe for her if she ever had to drive in the snow. But I'm about the only one that drives it in the snow, and these cars just handle great. I'm really impressed with their all-wheel drive system. Much better than the previous version 4MATICs. Those things, I've had one of those, and they're just night and day between the quality of the second generation. And then this is my recent another video of this car. It's a 91 E330 chassis. It's a 325i, and automatic. Of course, it's a cabrio, as you can see, and it came pretty complete. Got all the maintenance records, and it came with this little cover to help protect because the top's like new. There's nothing wrong with the rear window. It's still pretty clear. It's not oxidized, no cracks, and it's really good shape. I think my next project will be, I already did the cone filter, try to get some more air to this car because it's the elevation here is about 5,000 feet, and it kind of helps with the performance. I want to lower it. I don't like the stock height because they're kind of high in the front. So I might get some sport springs. I don't know about getting the, some people get the lip, I guess it's an M-Tech type lip, it's a little bit lower or longer than these. But if I lower it, I probably want to keep it because I don't want to hit curbs and whatnot. I might just, some people paint these, they have it the all black look. I think I might just cover it in carbon fiber vinyl. If I don't like it, then I can easily take it off. I might do this with these rings on the headlights. But other than that, it's in really good condition. You know, it just has some nicks and dings here and there. The paint's really glossy, even though, you know, it has some, you know, little scrapes here and there, but a good buffing or something probably take that out. Windshield's still good. I didn't upgraded the stereo, and, you know, a couple amps, you know, some Alpine speakers, so the sound system is really good. Other than that, it's all pretty much all stock. Got the basket weaves, all the caps are there. I do have to address this little issue here with somebody got a little too excited with opening the fuel door, so I'm gonna fix that. Anyhow, that's my little wrap up of what's going on here in my garage. And so, until next time, thanks for watching.